All right, I got this all to myself today. That's pretty cool. Looks like nobody here. A little late in the morning. Traveling, and let's get it done today. All right, all right. Let's see. All right, traveling. Been a while since I uploaded a video, so just catching you up. Been some days of workouts, some days not, so I haven't been consistent. But I'm not going to dwell on some of the misses that I've had over the last week. Um, and no excuse really. It was busier than normal, and I've had to do some travel. So I'm just gonna kind of move on from not being consistent there. But I think it happens to us sometimes, and but I didn't want to just quit. So it's like I had to get a reminder of my goals. What were my overall goals? Get down to 175. What that would look like, how that feels. Some of those things I've talked about before. So those goals are still there. They're still alive. And I think I want to remind myself of those a little bit more. I think that'll help with being consistent because I know some people that do that. I was listening to some good podcasts of, one guy, he looks at his goals 3 times a day, which I thought was actually a pretty good idea because you kind of do that in reflection in the morning, with your 30 minutes of time of you time. You can do that, but having that consistently throughout the day is pretty nice too. I remember doing that with some stress management techniques of breathing, meditation, if I was able to get it in, and definitely some prayer. And those things were, and then some like cognitive thought process that I've developed over the years to decrease stress as well, to help out with mindset, because really it is a lot about that too. So, anyway, yeah, let's just get back to it. Those goals are still alive. I still want to hit those by June. I still think I can, and I just gotta tighten up some more and move on. So let's do it. Gonna do kind of like full body today. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of like goblet squats. I'm in a hotel gym, as you can probably see, and get some of those in. I got some back. I'm doing some chest and some back, maybe some goblet squats, and then maybe kind of call it a day. So I've already did my 30-minute walk. That felt good. I hadn't really walked in a little bit. And then move on with the rest of the day. And still got some continued travel later in the week. A lot of travel in the week, to be honest with you. But let's keep it going. All right, so I'm gonna do here. We're doing cable flies. So this is my last set, and getting that squeeze. Like in your flies, you should really feel a burn, like especially kind of towards the end. That these feel so good when it comes to burning your chest because you get to squeeze it, squeeze your chest really well. And a couple people do flies differently, especially on these cables like machines like this. Some people can do a step ahead, like put a step in front of you to keep you grounded and you have a good foundation, right? So you're trying to keep this angle of my back kind of bent over a little bit because I have a little bit of angle in my cable, right? So I'm trying to keep that and then keep it squeezed. I might even pull my chest up a little bit. Now, having a foot forward for me helps out with like having a good foundation because I don't want to do this cable fly and if my back moves and I'm just doing this, well, that's not really getting a good squeeze and a good tension on your chest. Is you want to keep that as still as possible so you're getting that full range. If you're kind of just moving your chest back, you're not really squeezing and utilizing your chest and putting tension on there as you would with this is nice and fixed. Now, some people can do it. I mean, sometimes I've done it like this as well. You're keeping your back straight, but once that weight gets real heavy, it might be a little bit more difficult because you're on. This is not as a balanced foundation as maybe or sturdy as maybe having one foot in front of you. So play with that. The big thing is that you're not moving back and forth with your back. You want to keep that still as possible. I'm using the 1 foot in front. I've just kind of liked that. It's just kind of been more of a secure foundation for me and tightening your abs there. All right, so let's get that squeeze in. So you'll notice I'm pausing a little bit right there to get the squeeze. And keeping my angle and my elbows open over 90 degrees. See, I'm already starting to feel it burn right in my chest. Two more. Oh, okay, man. That is a burn. Whew. That's a big burn. So we'll get a good chest workout here. So next, I'm actually going to, instead of the flies, I'm just going to go straight to like a press. So they have dumbbells here, but I don't get this machine very often. So I kind of am going to utilize it as much as I can. I'm actually going to do back on here as well, because they have like this bar. Actually, I like my setup at my house better than this one for back. But I'll still use this bar here for like lat pull down, and I'll be on the ground for that. So yeah, so here I'm going to go to press. So I went from cable flies and a super tight squeeze here. Like my chest, I mean, it is pretty solid. And so it's right here. Now I'm going to do like more of a press. So I'm still going to get the same stance, but now you can see the angle of my elbows are starting to shorten. And that's going to be like more like a press, just like I'm doing a barbell press or a bench press. So that's kind of like a machine press is what we're utilizing here. Cool. So keeping your angle of your elbow open kind of allows that for more of the fly movement, and then shortening the angle of your elbow here, and you got more of a press. So I wanted to move into that too. Not to mention I don't have to change equipment and all that stuff. So I'll start with let me start actually one up. Gonna increase the weight a little bit more. Most people would be able to press more weight than they can fly. So I'll just increase my weight a little bit here and then do 3 sets of this and kind of adjust the weight as I feel like it's needed. Cool. All right, so let's get the press, foundation on my feet, tighten my core. All right, so now now you can see the press movement. Let me bend over a little bit more because my angle wasn't correct. This is gonna give you a good stretch in the back. All right, cool. So that was just a change from the angle of the elbow from fly to the press. So I'll do a couple more of these and then we'll move on to back. This is a kind of funny angle, but you'll see this here in a bit, but there's a bar right here that I've hooked up to the 2 cables to kind of create like a lat pull down. So these are always fun because you can get real creative with different exercises. So I'll be grabbing this for a lat pull down. This is my last set. Using this bar and sitting on the ground to do so. I got kind of long arms, so I have to sit as low as I can. So you'll see here in a second. The other thing that this bar is like a really wide grip bar, and I noticed that my forearms are starting to burn with this wide grip. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Didn't realize that. So, okay, I'm trying to get as middle as I can and do the last set of lat pull down. Just sitting all the way down. And I'm kind of more underneath it to do lat pull down instead of kind of leaning back, because that can focus on other areas like rhomboids. So I'll just do more of a lat. And pulling this down, elbows really down, okay? And that's the squeeze. All right, let's finish up here. It's kind of weird because you have 2 different cables and it can get lopsided. So I kind of like that. Oh. All right, that was a burn. Sweet. Okay, that was lat pull down. And so I think I'm gonna do some dumbbell rows. There's a couple benches over here. I love that there's nobody here. It's just cool. So do a couple benches. I'm sorry, a couple dumbbell rows. And I might actually just go to, I might actually call it from there because I got to get going. But overall, pretty good workout today. You know, back at it, watching my meals today. I got some multiple celebrations for the day. So it's going to be a really fun, exciting time. Seeing friends and family I hadn't seen in a long time. But we got the workout done. I got some good sleep last night finally. First time in a few days. I got to work on that more. I think that's what kind of run me down last time. And that's part of balance. So I'm going to be a little bit more mindful of making sure I'm getting in good sleep, at least 6, if not 7 hours. Trying to get to the 7 hours, but we'll see. But overall, hope you guys are good and getting it. If you kind of fell off, if you kind of fallen off track, dude, just start. Just get back to it. You know, forget about it. You know, don't overthink it too much. Like today at the beginning of the video, I was just like, I don't even want to. I mean, I could talk about it. I could, I guess, talk about all the different things why I didn't work out or didn't hit cows, but screw it. I know what I need to do, and let's do that kind of moving forward. So get back on it if you fell off. No big deal, because you don't want to get too much into missing things or staying off cows, because then that's why you get back to where you were in the first place. And we did so much work to try to change that, right? You know, so get back on it and let's keep going. All right, I'm out, guys. On with the day.